What's up, guys? Okay, well, right now we're going to be with the Tulsa, Oklahoma Fire Department, and Reuben Gant is going to receive a payout from the city of Tulsa taxpayers for a 2020 crash involving a Tulsa fire truck. Now, this comes on the heel of another incident apparently several years ago that a Tulsa fire truck had with somebody that they actually wound up killing. I'm going to see if I can't find that video and get it up there. But I would like to note, while we're on the subject, the Tulsa City Council recently approved an ordinance effective January 1st, 2026, allowing the Tulsa Fire Department to bill the insurance companies of at-fault drivers for responses to motor vehicle collisions. The fees range from $710 to $1,865, depending on the complexity and level of response required. So now, not only do you already pay the fire department, now they're going to charge your insurance company based on how many people they have to send to your accident. This initiative is expected to generate over $1.1 million annually for the city's general fund to recover costs for personnel, equipment, and cleanup. You mean personnel like this, I don't know, $600,000 truck that they crashed into a vehicle and then lied about it and everybody tried to cover for them? Anyway, we're in Tulsa with the Tulsa Fire Department. Also, 82% of people that watch these videos are not subscribed to their channel. Click the button, it's free. And the victim, Reuben Gant. And the only thing I could find out about the payout was, it said though a separate unrelated wrongful death lawsuit against the Tulsa Fire Department mentioned a potential for damages in excess of $75,000. So, I can't find a payout for this one. Anyway, Tulsa Fire Department, that's where we're at right now.
Tulsa Fire Department and their handling of dash cameras. We told you last week when we requested dash cam video for a fire truck crash involving a woman named Kiasha Rucker, there were several documented reasons we were told that video didn't exist and they
lied.
Didn't align. Well, I started looking into Rucker's case when I learned of this next story. It took 4 years after another crash involving a fire truck that a Tulsa man settled his negligence lawsuit against the city of Tulsa. This Tulsa fire truck dash cam shows the engine driver running a red light and crash into another vehicle. Police body cam shows firefighters telling a different story.
You can't do a complete stop.
I can guarantee that.
I was in the right all along, and all they had to do was tell the truth. You know, I've heard this before. Tell the truth and you don't need a good memory.
In 2020, Reuben Gant was driving along Lewis. He said he had a green light at 36th Street when a fire truck coming through the light hit him.
Tried to swerve away from the truck, and that's how they hit. It wasn't fast enough. They hit the back of my truck.
Were you under the impression that you were at fault?
No.
Reuben said it wasn't until...
And this is why everybody needs dash cams in their vehicles. We have dash cameras in all our vehicles, facing the front and facing the back.
8 days later, when he got the police report for insurance, that he found out officers reported he had failed to yield, although he never got a ticket. Body cam shows conclusions were made before talking to Reuben. Footage shows officers arrive. There's Reuben on the curb. The officer does not address him.
Oh, this is the captain? All right.
He questions firefighters first, a fellow Tulsa police officer already there.
I might have been at a complete stop. That should have led this one to say, wait, might have been? Were you or were you not? They don't care. They're going to try and cover for him anyway.
Within minutes, officers change from asking what happened to this.
In order for that damage to happen, there had to have been force going that way.
They're telling them how to tell the story.
Yeah, you were not
He
stopped.
swerves.
Quit leading the witness.
Yeah.
I was not stopped.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm not saying you had your foot on the gas or anything,
He said I was not stopped, okay?
But you were attempting to brake.
The officer questions...
Attempting to brake in an intersection. Also, I'd like to note, he turned his lights on 2.75 seconds before the crash. So he must have saw some shit was about to happen and had his finger ready to hit that button.
A second firefighter and a third.
So all this damage is from him continuing to accelerate through, which you said I don't know, have you talked to him yet?
No, I haven't. Because the damage is just so weird, though.
And that's the thing.
To the fire truck.
Yeah, well, it actually kind of makes a little bit of sense. So
how does it make sense? Explain to me.
The officer consoles firefighters before interviewing Ruben.
There's nothing you could have done differently. You were trying to go help people.
Stop leading the witness. There's a lot he could have done differently.
I could see it in your face. You're upset. And I'm just like, man, it happens. It sucks. But it's not, there's nothing here you've done wrong.
20 minutes into this body cam footage.
Did you talk to him at all, Mr. Grant?
No, I'm talking to you. I can't.
Okay, all right. No, I'll go talk to him.
I swerved, tried to, because I didn't hear a siren or anything.
Yeah. You didn't hear the siren at the time?
I did not,
Okay.
I did not hear a siren. No.
Okay.
In administrative hearing records, Assistant Chief Mike Bailey says the sirens were not on long enough prior to crossing the intersection. We also
Yeah, 2.5 seconds, not enough time.
learned the Tulsa Fire Department did not look at the dash
Oh
cam
no, I said lights earlier. I meant sirens. They turned the sirens on 2.75 seconds before impact. Let that sink in.
video immediately after the crash.
There was an abundance of evidence that was immediately available, and it was knowingly immediately available both to the fire department and to the police department. And the idea that they just simply didn't look at the cameras and took the word of the fire department officials is stunning.
This is audio from
It's only stunning to the dumb ones.
those hearings. Assistant Fire Chiefs interview the engine driver, Tony Gillespie, and other firefighters in the truck during the crash.
2.75 seconds before you hit the intersection. That's when you turn the siren on. Just telling you that because it's not very long.
It's not very long. No, if he's going, no, licensed siren, particularly if you're not even clearing intersections, please stop.
Well, on this one, obviously that, limited the time before we hit the citizen. We're lucky we didn't kill the citizen.
Here are admissions of not looking immediately at the dash cam.
Well, we went all the way to bat here on this deal. So much that when he said they didn't have sirens or audible and lights, we're like, well, man, that's when we decided to pull the can. Which we
That's when you decide to pull. Why wouldn't you pull it at the very beginning?
probably should have pulled it right up front. We learned a lesson here.
Listen as Bailey admits to believing a firefighter on word alone.
Anytime that a firefighter gives me a statement, I believe it's accurate.
He goes on to explain he handles citizen complaints by asking the firefighters what happened.
If you tell me this is what happened, I call the citizen back and say, this is what happened.
So if you tell me this is how it happened, I call a citizen back and I tell them how it happened instead of listening to their side of the story.
I'll defend you all day long.
We're just going to take your word for it. The city has thousands of employees. We're just going to take the word of our thousands of employees against what the community member has to say.
This code, protect your own, I'm sure it has something to do with it.
The driver, Tony Gillespie, was found in violation of 5 areas, including inaccurate records and improper use of sirens. The penalty, 3 days unpaid leave and a defensive driving
3 days of unpaid leave and a defensive driving. They gotta take EVOC. Good luck with that.
course. Ruben still struggles with back pain. Now, I requested an interview multiple times from the fire chief and the public information officer, and were told the department would not be providing one or any further comments.
Shocker.
We also asked the city of Tulsa if they wished to comment on the story and declined.
Shocker.
We also asked the Tulsa Police Department if they wanted to comment, although TPD was not named in the lawsuit, but they declined.
Shocker. It is not.
After we started requesting these questions,
Providing a final response to this open records request, please see attachment and below. Attached. An opportunity to inspect or obtain copies of the dashcam footage of the moments leading up to the crash involving Tulsa Fire Department Station 23 and Keosha Rucker on 2/26/24 at 4100 South New Haven at approximately 5:30 p.m. There are no records responsive to this request. That's a lie. I request for copies of policies about documenting when videos are defective or events are not recorded and any reports generated on the dash cam from the above-mentioned crash. At this time of this request, a specific policy for this was not in effect. However, an administrative order was yada yada yada. It covers this. See attached, whatever. It's all cover and lie.
about this case. Policies, though, regarding dash cams have been enacted. Now, a working dash cam is required in all trucks and to be checked daily. It must be secured and mounted. The data after accidents must be retained for 3 years and processed in compliance with the Open Records Act.
Alrighty. Fire everybody, arrest everybody that lied on the police report. Yes. Because if you lie on a police report, that's a charge. The officer admits that he is too biased to do his job. Yes. This was quite troubling. I'm glad the dash cam was there to tell the truth of what had taken place. Thank you, Aaron. Thank you, Aaron. They all should be fired for dishonesty and falsifying documents. Wow, I couldn't believe what I was hearing. You couldn't believe what you're hearing? This is 2026. Municipalities and departments never tell the truth. This is called conspiracy, and everyone involved should be in prison. Qualified immunity does not count when you deprive someone of their rights. Not supposed to. Not all heroes have integrity. Corruption, even in the Tulsa Fire Department. Wow, did not expect that. You didn't? Watch more videos. The corrupt government system protects the other corrupt government system. They all protect each other from accountability. Yes. Because the firefighters were giving false information about the incident and the police officers did not look for evidence of the incident and took the words of the firefighters and tried to blame the citizens, they all should have been fired and stripped of being a firefighter or police officer in any part of the United States. Yes, that'd be great. I'm so sick of authorities simply taking the word of officials over the word of citizens. They're just people. They lie. What do you expect? Corrupt officials everywhere. Police teaching how to skew, lie, and cover the facts as they are taught. First time I've ever seen firefighters acting with this same lack of integrity cops do. Unbelievable, disappointing. Well, again, you need to watch more videos. I'm just saying, there's more of them out there. I've done several of them myself. Anyway, that's where we're at with this one. Let me know what you think about it in the comments. Like, share, subscribe. Also, again, like, I don't know, 82% of people that watch these videos are not subscribed to the channel. Click the button. It's free. Let me know what you think about this one, and I'm out.